Alright, now of course Stealth Bunnies, they've won the set 3-0 at the moment, but we're going to go ahead and cast the other games, as who knows, and update the score. Player 1. So in the top left hand corner we have our red Protoss Raddmiral, and in the bottom left hand corner is Ike, as I'm going to call him, and he is our purple Terran. The map is Circuit Breakers, so hey, this is cool. They are the same color, so I don't even have to change it. I think that's how you spell his name. And he's going to our Terran at 8 o'clock. Alright, cool. Oh, I think this is a little bit too far. His name is too big. Alright, there we go. Alright. Circuit Breakers, things we may look forward to in the mid game is it's a very wide open center of the map. So a lot of opportunities for two things: Vulture Harass, very difficult to lock down the whole map as a Protoss, and also a good opportunity for the Protoss to get a lot of good flanks on the Terran. So he's definitely going to have to be very careful with his push path and his push positioning. And it looks like Raddmiral, he's going to go ahead and 12 next. That Protoss 12 next, and Ike, he scouts it first, so he's going to know exactly what's going on. And we'll have to see. He is getting his gas, so he has a good opportunity now to go for a 2-fact if he wants to. He's aware of the 12-fact early enough that he can choose a very aggressive response to it, and potentially a bunker rush as well. At the moment, he is not going for that, it looks like. And Raddmiral adding a gateway in the background, probably going to add another gateway fairly soon, as he does add his gas actually. So have to see how he responds to any pressure from Ike. Definitely the opportunity for it. Looks like he's still mining his gas, with 2 guys on gas actually, it looks like. And he's going to be able to get a factory and something else. Maybe he might go for drops. A good option when your opponent 12 nexus is to get early drops, vultures with mines. You can contain the front. His detection should be fairly late, and then come in the back door and mess up his main while he's trying to defend his natural. Could be very good. Also, if you can lay mines around the gateways and they don't have observers, it could be very difficult for them to take down. It looks like a bunker is actually being built, but it's not in range of the nexus. So interesting, very interesting. He's definitely going to be able to get a very hard contain on his opponent. That is certain. And it looks like he's going to try and leapfrog his bunker up, but his SCV on the wrong side, just trolling so hard right now, and losing track of his probe. Not quite sure where it is on the map, and looks like he's going to be able to leapfrog this bunker up. Now the first zealot is just barely starting. He did go for Cybercore, I think, before his second gateway and before first zealot, so he's going to be very weak to this. He is coming in with a bunch of probes, but there's no Marines actually out of the bunker. They just get right back in that second bunker, and this is going extremely well for Ike. He is he's definitely doing a ton of damage, and wow, he's killing a lot of probes. And I think if Raddmiral lives this, I think Ike's definitely equalize the economic situation here. He is banking a lot of gas, though he doesn't quite have his add-on ready yet, and looks like he's building a supply depot here, which is very smart. Helps provide a little bit of a distraction. If the Protoss units come in, they might start attacking it, as well as he's going to need it anyway, and that helps get in the way of things. Looks like this Vulture here, he doesn't quite have mines yet, and he comes in trying to run by, I think, but the Protoss Zealot is positioned well enough to stop that from coming in and taking a lot of damage on the Vulture. But he's definitely going to get this Nexus, I think. Some Dragoons now coming out, but I don't think he has range yet, as the Vulture does now go down. That's definitely not a good thing to have happen. What the heck? He didn't finish the supply depot. I don't know why that is. Maybe so he can cancel it, I guess. But he's gonna need a supply depot anyway pretty soon. I guess this sort of makes sense. If he's not going to commit to this contain at all, he can just cancel it now. So that's going to work out well for him. Now, well, the thing is, he spent 300 minerals just right here. If he cancels this, then he's only going to spent 225, and he might actually lose some of these Marines too, and a lot of time mining lost by this SCV. So he's committed a lot to destroying this Nexus. But the good thing is he got a lot of probes along with it as well, so it's not going to be too bad for him, as he is actually floating his barracks out, I guess, to get a scout on his opponent, sort of like TBT. But he's adding his second factory. He's getting siege tanks and siege tank mode. So it's going to be pretty good for him. Ike, he's definitely in a very commanding position. Now we'll have to see what Raddmiral tries to do to come back in this game. He can very quickly take his natural again and take a third base. He can try to go for DTs, although it looks like Ike here, he's getting a missile turret at his natural. And this is looking very good for him right now. Except for this tank. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, don't suicide your tank. Oh. Oh please. It's definitely making its way. Oh, he's heading back. Okay, good. And good thing for Raddmiral, if he ever notices that he has this probe left, he can build a Nexus, a very hidden location, and that could be very good for him. And I actually would like that a lot. Take your natural, and then take a hidden third. It definitely could help him come back into this game and really make a good comeback. But in the background here, Ike, he's adding on a third factory. I definitely hear Goon shooting something. It looks like he's going to take down this bunker. And Zealot taking a bit of damage where he didn't really need to, but it's not a huge deal. And he's going to come back and reclaim his natural, building a Nexus there now. But he's definitely very behind. His probe count very low still. Ike, on the other hand, has a very good SCV saturation here. And he's walling up his natural a little bit too. I don't think Raddmiral's going to be able to get too much done with a counterattack. But we'll have to see. There's always the potential for a missed micro on either player's part. So looks like Raddmiral actually didn't have Dragoon range until just now, but he is going to come in and, what is this, like map hacks? He's going to come in, if he had map hacks, I don't think he would have lost that bunker, but anyway, I'm not actually accusing anybody, don't take that seriously. But he is going to get this engineering bay, and that's going to cost Ike another 125 minerals if he does wish to rebuild it immediately. Looks like his game plan for now is just to stay on 3 factories. He's got 1 machine shop. Looks like he doesn't have mines for his vultures yet, but he is getting speed. So he could do some good harassment if he manages to sneak some vultures out. He's going to have 2 factories worth of vultures coming. And it looks like, oh, they're actually going to slip right by. Oh, snap. You could get some decent damage done here, but 1 Dragoon has the potential to save the day. And looks like Raddmiral here sacrificing a Dragoon to the siege tank gods. Not quite the move I think he wanted to be making, but who knows? Maybe they'll be appeased and grant him a great boon. And looks like Ike here, suspecting that his opponent might try and take a hidden or really quick third, but that's not the case. As we see Raddmiral here, he's content to just get his natural for the time being. Looks like he might be moving out to take his third now. And his robotics, of course, very late. Wow, transferring a lot of probes, but he doesn't have very many to begin with. His probe count is still insanely low. Ike's, on the other hand, still looking strong. He's moved up to 4 factories. He's getting a weird turret position, but he is getting turrets in his base. And now looking like he might move out to push. Or he might take an expansion. We'll have to see. He's definitely taking control of his little double bridge area. And take out some goons, actually. Oh no, Raddmiral, his force is getting drawn into the attack. One of the unfortunate realities of the AI is that once they get hit, they move into defend themselves. And with siege tanks, it's just never a good thing, never a good time. as everything usually dies very quickly. And looks like his robotics done now, but he doesn't have a observatory or anything. And Ike here, he's very slowly and very patiently moving out and pushing with his tanks. And it looks like Raddmiral here, he's actually moving in with his goons, but he takes a lot of damage and losing a great number of goons. He already lost some goons over here as well, and a couple zealots as well. And his army is looking very, very weak. His economy not in any sort of shape to be able to reproduce this army anytime soon. He is still only on 2 gates as well, banking a lot of gas. And this is looking very, very bad for Raddmiral. And Ike in a very commanding position to take this game. He still does have this vulture scouting out the top right of the map. Looks like scouting at the bottom right too, taking down that probe. Ike staying very on top of things. I really like this vulture play. It's just the small things, man. He's really making sure that he's not going to lose to that hidden expansion. And very, very smart play from him. Looks like he's moving out, and he's just going to get to waltz up to his opponent's natural. In the background, he's getting his command center. He still doesn't have an armory, which I would like to see. You need to get that fairly early just to get a couple upgrades, get your +1 started, and allow you to build Goliaths as well if your opponent gets a shuttle. Could be very useful. Looks like Ike here, he's moving in. He sacrifices a couple of vultures, but it's not too bad. And just very slowly pushing. And Raddmiral, I don't see him stopping this anytime soon. He is getting 4 zealots, but he doesn't have a shuttle, and I don't think he has speed either. So this is going to be very, very dangerous. I don't think he can break this push, but who knows. We'll definitely have to see here. Now, one thing about pushing on circuit breakers is if you're able to hold your side of the double bridge, your opponent's not able to build anything out here. So if he could have held this side of his bridge and got a shuttle out, it could have been quite good for him. But it looks like a big mine goes off, huge, and takes down a bunch of the dragoons. He's losing his entire army here. Raddmiral, he's definitely not going to be able to hold this, as Ike is just mowing down the Protoss forces, and he's going to take this match. Definitely looks like it. Looking very strong. Both of his games. This game last time, he's looked like he's playing really well. Raddmiral, on the other hand, he had a good time himself, but things just didn't come together. He got a little bit too greedy. He got a little bit too greedy with his gateway timing. He didn't get a zealot fast enough, and he paid for it. So that is always the danger. He went greed mode with the 12 Nexus, and then he went super greed mode by going straight for the dragoons. And he does now GG out. So Stealth Bunnies going up 4-0 in the set. Working out very well for them. We'll have to see if they can clean sweep them in the final match.